please stand as our ministers process in. You may be seated. It's finally here. Welcome all of you for this very long-awaited celebration of installation of our beloved new senior minister, Reverend Cindy Edelson. Okay, this is not a good sign. I'm already crying. I did put tissues around. My name is Linda Brewer, and I am so honored to have the privilege of welcoming all of you to our spiritual home here, which we moved into just on the very same Sunday that Reverend Cindy moved into our space with us. So it's been a very blessed time. We hope that after the service is over, you will all stick around. Our hospitality and events team have been working hard to create fabulous food for you, and we have food, and we are going to have some dancing and just lots of visiting with great people and getting to know each other, and it's going to be awesome, awesome, awesome. So I'm going to let these folks get seated because I'm going to talk about them in just a moment. Rumor has it they went to the old space. And we do indeed want to know where you found that address so that we don't ever have that happen again. Where? Ways. Oh, okay. Somebody write that down. All right. We are joined together tonight by a number of people who were blessed to know and love Reverend Cindy before we ever got to even meet her. First of all, I want to acknowledge her dear wife, Bren, who never appreciates when we call attention to her from up here. But she's in the spirit. Oh, you were homecoming queen, right? And across the aisle from her is her dear mother, Rosalind. We are very indebted to her because she lives in Las Vegas, and that proximity was a factor in Reverend Cindy choosing us over some of the other places she could have gone. We also have with her her cousin Richard, who actually lives here in Salt Lake City, and which was another point in our favor. And with him, we have his sister Karen, his wife Sylvie, and their two offspring, Ren and Camille. Also traveling from out of town are several of Reverend Cindy's longtime dear friends, Deborah, Jana, David, Virginia, and Karen, who were out and except for Karen, we're out lost and about. We're so glad you found us. We should have dropped breadcrumbs. We are also blessed to have several of the spiritual mentors and colleagues who helped shape Reverend Cindy into the awesome spiritual leader that she is, and we're part of her journey as she said yes to her calling to be a minister after 20 years as a practitioner. And participating in tonight's service are three of those ministers: Reverend Marilyn Pells, Reverend Verona Garland, who we've been blessed to have with us before, and I hear is coming back in September, and Reverend Dr. Joan Stedman, who is our installing minister tonight. We are also so very grateful that Reverend Nicole Murgis has return to her home church to be part of this sacred time with us. And also returning to her home church is Reverend Barbara Novak, who is also back in Salt Lake, completing the chaplain training program at St. Mark's Hospital. Trust me, she's gonna need a break. All right, and also are ever present with us, well, some of them leave and come back, but Reverend Jan Ewing and Reverend Myrna Hurst. And of course, we couldn't do any of this without our fabulous band, Rick, Delanne, Drew, Leslie, Ricardo, and Shemaine. And we're so grateful to have dear Mindy back with us tonight doing a special song that, so each person who is speaking up here as part of the service will let you know before they depart what's coming next. So you don't have to wonder, and you can just be in the now moment, loving every minute of it. Does that work? Yes. All right, so before I depart up here, I want to share a message to our center and to Reverend Cindy from Reverend Sony Cantrell Smith, the spiritual leader of Centers for Spiritual Living. She writes, "Dear beloved Salt Lake community, on behalf of Centers for Spiritual Living, I want to congratulate you on this amazing day. I know you all have waited a long time to find the perfect minister. Just 7 years in July. How wonderful it is to call in such a remarkable minister as Reverend Cindy. You, beloveds, have found a pearl. I hope you know how incredibly blessed you are in this sacred, beloved community. Reverend Cindy comes to you with an open heart and great energy and love. Love her back with kindness and compassion and care for her well-being. Make the commitment to support her well. Don't turn her ministry into a sacrifice that she and her family are always making. Hold her up in all ways and watch how that reflects on your life and your well-being, as well as on the life of your community." And Cindy, in this thing called ministry, you will be called upon to be caring and therefore vulnerable. And people will be people. What I hope for you is that you take care of your soft places first, your family and your close friends. They will keep you. They will give you a place to land when things are hard. Keep the soft spaces alive and vibrant for yourself. To be such a light with all that you have been through to get here is remarkable. And we are all grateful for the way you continue to show up and do this sacred work. I know today is a blessing, and I want you to know, on behalf of Centers for Spiritual Living, we are grateful for your commitment to Salt Lake and to our organization. Today and each day, celebrate your life. Peace and blessings, Reverend Sony. And now to do our evocation and a reminder of our global vision, please welcome Reverend Verona Garland.
Thank you, Linda. I just want to look at all your beautiful faces before I start the evocation. I'm feeling kind of full here, and just like Linda said, not a good sign, tears starting already. However, let's pray. Mother, Father, God, I am so grateful. I am so grateful to know that right here and right now, there is one life, living itself, giving of itself, expressing itself, radiating itself in, through, and as everything. In, through, and as this wonderful, blessed place that is called CSL, Salt Lake City. In, through, and as the chairs we're sitting on. In, through, and as the gorgeous day that we all get to encounter. In, through, and as everything here, knowing there is but one, with so many names. Allah, Buddha, Alodeme, Jehovah Jireh, Adonai, knowing that it is all one power, all one presence. And that power and that presence so loves itself and so adores itself that it expresses itself in, through, and as all that ever is, ever was, and ever will be, and in, through, and as each one of us here. Knowing that each of us is the spectacular and sacred space and place where Spirit stands forth as itself in all of its fullness, in all of its consciousness, and so much more. And so I joyously speak a word of blessing. I bless this installation service this evening. I bless the willingness, the depth of consciousness, and the absolute conscientiousness of this beloved that we call Reverend Cindy. Knowing that each and every one of us, she is within and as each of our hearts, touching our hearts, transforming our lives. I bless everyone here who has anything to do with this service, knowing that it is already done in the divine mind. It is already done in exaltation. It is already done in glory. It is already done in prosperity and so much more. And I give thanks. I give thanks for everything that is happening here, knowing that it is divine, glorious, and so much more. I let it be now. I release it into the law. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. And I invite you to just take a deep breath. And so I am reciting our global vision, which is a world that works for everyone. We envision all people, all beings, and all life as expressions of God. We see a world in which every person lives in alignment with his, her highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. We envision humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence and discovering the creative power of thought, a world where every person discovers his, her own personal power and ability to create an individual life that works within a world that works for everyone. We envision a world in which we live and grow as one global family that respects and honors the interconnectedness of all life. A world where this kinship with all life prospers and connects through the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience. We envision a world where personal responsibility joins with social conscience in every area of the political, corporate, academic, and social sectors, providing sustainable structures to further the emerging global consciousness. We envision a world where every person has enough food, a home, and a sense of belonging, a world of peace and harmony, enfranchisement and justice. We envision a world in which resources are valued, cared for, and grown, where there is generous and continuous sharing of these resources. We envision a worldwide culture in which forgiveness, whether for errors, injustices, or debts, is the norm. We envision a world which has renewed its emphasis on beauty, nature, and love through the resurgence of creativity, art, and aesthetics. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all creation. take a breath. And now, Reverend Dr. Joan Stedman.
Thank you, Reverend Verona. Good evening, beloved community. You know, that world that she just described in the beautiful reading is the world that you are here to create, that we are here to create. So I welcome you. So it's the first thing I'm supposed to do tonight is introduce this evening. So we are here to dedicate ourselves to the sacred presence and to the spiritual work of CSL Salt Lake. We are here to be aware of the larger CSL community, that you're part of a larger community that formally recognizes this beloved community and its united intention to promote a world that works for everyone. And from Reverend Sonny's letter, you are so beloved and so loved by CSL. This spiritual community has come together to bless and inspire lives by sharing the life-changing principles of the science of mind and spirit. Like all communities, this community may experience times of triumph and times of challenge. Tonight we stand together in the commitment to the profound work that lies ahead and dedication to being a beneficial presence in the world. This is a spiritual marriage between the minister, the leadership, the practitioners, the congregation, in that you take sacred vows to love, support, and honor each other in the mighty work of ministry. Traditionally, when the questions are asked in a marriage, the couple respond with, "I do" or "I will." And it's going to be a little bit different tonight. This evening I charge you with being the consciousness, not doing, but being that consciousness and activity of the community. This is a spiritual practice that requires each and every one of us to take full responsibility for the life of this community. I'll talk more about that later. Therefore, the meaning of the charge and an affirmative declaration will be made. Those receiving the charge are to respond, "I am," rather than "I do" or "I will. And now I invite Reverend Jan Ewing.
I've been around just a few years. I think 1985, I started this wonderful journey. And I'm not going to tell you the whole story because you've got other stories to hear tonight. But what I want to tell you is that there were many people who could not be here tonight, and they sent in individual videos, which we are now going to show you. And so please enjoy, and let's have a party.
Congratulations, Reverend Cindy, on your installation at Salt Lake City Center for Spiritual Living. That's pretty fantastic. I'm so proud of you, and I hope they know that you came to rock. You came to rock. Set it on fire, my sister. I know you can, and I know that you will. Congratulations to everybody. God bless.
Hello, friends. My name is David Bruner, and I am the immediate past minister at Center for Spiritual Living in San Jose, California. I have known Reverend Cindy for 24 years. She's an extraordinary human being, and I'm very excited for her and for you as you embark on this partnership in creating spiritual community in the greater Salt Lake City area. Right now, I'm sending this message to you from my home office, which is in Utah County, on the shores of Utah Lake, about 45 minutes south of you. So I'm sending you great spiritual blessings and congratulations, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to wish you all the very best.
Hello, Reverend Cindy and Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. This is Reverend Kathleen. I am with the home office, and I was also your RSC at the beginning of this journey into finding your perfect match. I am so happy for you and so proud of you for trusting the process and sticking with it. Blessings on all.
I am Reverend Julie Moret with the Agape International Spiritual Center, founded and directed by Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith. And on behalf of all of the folks over here at Agape, Reverend Cindy, we are so proud, grateful, and excited already to watch you take flight in this next phase of your spiritual evolution. I'm knowing already that all the folks at Center for Spiritual Living Salt Lake are blessed by your presence and your joy and your humor and your wisdom. And if I had any guidance at all or suggestions for you, I would just tell you it's going to get busy and your time will be pulled upon. And remember, keep close to your heart what it is that makes you spiritually swoon. What got you into this business? And nurture it, feed it, whatever it is, just to keep yourself fresh and well nurtured. And just so grateful and excited to watch you in this next phase of your life. Fly, baby, fly. We love you. Lean into us, always.
Congratulations, Reverend Cindy, and congratulations to CSL Salt Lake. I cannot think or feel of a match more perfect. I'm so delighted that Cindy has the amazing love and support of this center. And I'm so delighted that the love that Cindy is gets to be shared with such a beautiful community. Don't stop loving. Don't stop shining. Allow your heart to continue to inform you in every moment what is next for you and for the center. And there is no way that things will not turn out magnificently. Delighted beyond words. Love you.
Hello, Reverend Cindy and Salt Lake City CSL. I'm Reverend Gill from Albuquerque, from Rio Grande CSL.
And I'm Robin Rice Olmsted from Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. And we are so excited for you, Salt Lake City, and for you, Reverend Cindy.
Hi, hello, how are you?
So here's our words of wisdom.
So first of all, I say, everybody take it easy. Don't get too overwhelmed with what needs to happen, but enjoy the journey. Let it unfold. You have all that you need. Everything's coming forth in perfect time. You've got Reverend Cindy. You've got a beautiful community. Just enjoy it and allow it to happen.
And I say to you specifically, Reverend Cindy, being married to a minister, I know there's those moments of fear and angst. I know the congregation doesn't see them. But I just want to remind you that all that you need is within you. So just take a breath and remember exactly who and whose you are. And just know that you all called this forth. And now it's time to play and show the world who you are. So we're excited for you.
We love you.
We love you and we miss you.
Peace and blessings.
Congratulations, Reverend Cindy, and congratulations, Salt Lake City Center for Spiritual Living. What a magnificent day today is, the day that Reverend Cindy is installed as your senior minister. I am Reverend Wendy Silvers, and I had the joy of matriculating through the Michael B. Beckwith School of Ministry with Reverend Cindy. We have meditated together, we've prayed together, we've laughed together, studied together, sat in sacred circle. And so I know that Reverend Cindy is such a huge blessing. And so as Reverend Cindy, as you move forward into this role by right of consciousness, I am so confident that you have been steeped for years, prepared in consciousness for this role as senior minister. You've studied with Reverend Michael Beckwith, Reverend Joan Stedman, Dr. Sue Morter, and you are this beautiful place and space of compassion and loving kindness and wisdom, with a commitment and a devotion to expanding your consciousness and helping others expand theirs. So this is just absolutely the cosmic tumblers coming into place. I send you so many blessings and just hold you and Bren, you and the community, and know that your community continues to thrive, evolve, and prosper. I'm here for you. I send you love, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Peace and many blessings.
Greetings from Palm Springs, California. Reverend Cindy and the entire CSL, Salt Lake City community, we send you our richest blessings and best wishes for a wonderful new beginning and a wonderful journey together. I know that this installation is just such a wonderful celebration today, and we're sorry we cannot be with you, but I know that it is a new beginning for this community and for Reverend Cindy, and that only good will come forth, and that this will be a thriving, prospering relationship. We send our love and our richest blessings for a wonderful new beginning and a joyous journey as you go forth together as minister and community. Peace and blessings.
Congratulations, Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living and Reverend Cindy Edelson. I'm so thrilled that you found each other and that you have caught sight of the dynamic spiritual vision that is being created here since before time began. You have chosen wisely. I always love to say that because you found each other. I would invite you that through the energy of unconditional love, that you continue to move forward from that place, to stay inspired in it and as it. That you stay true to the high intention revealed today, that you stay true to the living vision that you catch sight of, and you stay true to the God identity of each other that is dynamically in form now. I send love and joy and light, and I'm delighted that this is happening. Love to each of you. Reverend Cindy, Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living.
Good evening, Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Jamie Lula, for those of you that don't know me, and I'm just calling to congratulate Reverend Cindy Edelson for this magnificent rite of passage that she's taking right now in her life. I know that it's a perfect fit. Your congregation will flourish and prosper, grow and expand beyond any perceived limits. I just want to congratulate you, Reverend Cindy. Bless you. I love you. Peace and blessings, Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living.
Hey everybody, it's Karen Drucker coming to you from San Francisco, California, and I am here to wish Reverend Cindy a beautiful beginning to being the senior minister of the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. I know that she is going to bring her light, her love, her wisdom. And here's what I want to say to you, Reverend Cindy, as you start this beautiful beginning. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. So congratulations. I hope I can be there with you in person sometime. And blessings to all of you.
Peace and richest blessings, everyone. I am Michael B. Beckwith, the founder of the Agape International Spiritual Center, and I'm embracing the Reverend Cindy Edelson, receiving her call into dynamic sacred service, the Salt Lake Spiritual Community, the Center for Spiritual Living. Can you imagine? Somewhere within you, Cindy, your imagination caught on fire with service, caught on fire with the presence that's never an absence, caught on fire with you activating and assisting people to embrace the next level of their unfoldment. And today, you have all these beautiful people surrounding you, celebrating your sacred yes into being more yourself while you are serving so many people. Congratulations. All of your friends and family here at Agape, we embrace you, we celebrate you, and we know that this new beginning carries so many blessings for you and all that you touch. Have a beautiful evening and a beautiful ministry. Peace and blessings.
Just in addition, I wanted to say that our technical director and big boss back there, Raj, put all of those together. And a big thank you to him. Big thank you. And next you will hear from our wonderful band for the Center for Stutter a Little, Spiritual Living here in Salt Lake. It is such a joy for me to be here, and I've been here for a lot of years, and for these people who have also been here a good long time. So please sit back and enjoy.
So my wife Shemaine and I felt inspired to write this song. It just, we downloaded it. Thinking of Reverend Cindy, and in her words, I'm looking for a song that talks about the call. So this is what we came up with. It's a very playful, joyful song, and love to share it with you now.
I'm on my path, filling my cup. I know it's right, 'cause it lights me up. After a while, I begin to hear a higher call, soft but clear. Didn't know I had a question, but I swear my heart said yes. There was something tugging at the sleeve of my soul, but what I could only guess. So I stopped, listen, vision and pray. It's how I got to where I am today. When I answer the call, I give my all, expressing God, mind, body, and soul. There were times when I wasn't so sure. Was I up to the task? My motives pure. I listen closely to the divine. My heart wide open, my stars aligned. It's another chance to serve the divine, another chance to grow. If I just say yes to the next good thing, the next thing I know, I'm on my path, filling my cup. I know it's right, 'cause it lights me up. I open my heart and let it in. Excitement rising, again it begins. Didn't know I had a question, but I swear my heart said yes. There's something tugging at the sleeve of my soul, so I listen with faithfulness. And I give my all, no turning back. Ain't no question, I'm on the right track. I share what I learned, continue to grow. See only the best in the people I know. Here we go, I'm on my path, filling my cup. I know it's right, 'cause it lights me up. I'm on my path, filling my cup. I know it's right, 'cause it lights me up.
And I've got to say, Rev Cindy, you light us up too. Can you feel the feeling in this room just now? Oh my gosh, just breathe it in. Take it in for just this little minute, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the hunger to belong. This is cool. This is adapted from John O'Donoghue's book called Eternal Echoes, Exploring Our Hunger to Belong. The hunger to belong is at the heart of our nature. Belonging keeps us in balance amidst the inner and outer extremes that life can bring our way. The ancient and eternal values of human life: truth, unity, goodness, justice, beauty, and love are all statements of true belonging. Our hunger to belong is the longing to find a bridge across the distance from isolation to intimacy. Each of us longs for intimacy and dreams of a place of belonging in which we are embraced, seen, and loved. And here we are. Such is the purpose of the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living, to create a space in which all may experience that feeling of belonging. In recent years, the outdated shelter that our culture once provided are in ruins. Now we need to explore and reawaken the depths of belonging in the human mind and soul. It is our prayer that the depth of our hunger to belong will awaken in all who seek the feeling of belonging here, a recognition of the new and unexpected possibilities of community and friendship that are this blessed community. Our community and friendships are based on the principles of the science of mind philosophy that reminds us of our origins. Our very creation came from an invisible heritage in which we were born out of oneness with our Creator. We each came from a place where we were known, embraced, and sheltered, and our longing to belong arises out of our having forgotten that truth. It's time to remember. Our longing to belong calls us to connect with these who will help fully realize all the possibilities that sleep in the clay of our hearts, to the truth within us that knows our eternal potential and will not rest until it is awakened. This community was created more than 50 years ago to be a place where we might experience belonging, to be reminded by its teachings of our own spiritual magnificence. Now we have called a special one to be our teacher, our model, our leader, one who by her wisdom and love helps us each to grow into that which we were created to be. Thank you. We have called Reverend Cindy Edelson to be our senior minister, and she has said an unqualified yes. Hallelujah. Tonight we celebrate through this ceremony of installation our belonging to each other. It is good, and so it is. Reverend Joan, now it really starts.
Thank you, Reverend Myrna. I'm thinking to myself, please let me know if it's me next. The written program is up here. Oh, gosh. So I get to give the talk. My heart's so full. And, of course, I left all my notes in the other room. But those of you who know me know I never follow them anyway. It's always like, what's going to happen right now with this group of people? So as I've been contemplating, it's been about the sacred yes to me. The sacred yes. That there's a sacred yes in all of our hearts. There's something calling each and every one of us. And those of us that are here today have heard that call to be right here, right now, answering that yes. I look at Reverend Cindy and I'm just crying, not because I miss her so much, but just I'm so happy for you, because Reverend Cindy has followed that sacred yes for years and years and years now. She's been following it, and it's led her here. And you as a community have answered the sacred yes within yourselves. When you recognized your teacher, when you recognized your spiritual leader, when you recognized that there's someone here who is exquisitely prepared to be with you, because Reverend Cindy is exquisitely prepared to be here. She was staff minister with me at Agape Bay Area, and even before then, and I can vouch for her sacred yes that allows her to give of service beyond so much of what I've ever seen, that she has a generosity of heart She has an openness of heart. You'll always know where she's at. I guarantee you. There won't have to be any guessing. And she allows herself to be vulnerable. And I just ask that of you as well as the community. You know, I've had many years of experience as a minister, and one of the things I value the most highly is that when a congregant, when they are having a challenge, is bold enough to come to me, bold enough to go to leadership, because we can all get caught as a community, and I've had this experience happen in communities I've been in. We can get caught in gossiping, we can get caught in withdrawing. Oh, I don't like this anymore. These people aren't as evolved as I thought they were. Well, what do you expect? We all come here to get evolved, you know? We all come, that's part of your vision here, to be transformed. And so what's going to happen when we're here to be transformed is stuff's going to come up. So what I'm saying is don't bail when that happens. Don't decide, oh, I'm just going to stay away for a little while, and when it gets better, I'll be back. Stay strong. Stay strong. Remember this day. Remember this original calling of your heart to be here in the first place, and then to bring on a magnificent minister of truth, a minister of love, a minister with such a wide open heart, and a minister who gives her whole heart and soul to you, and a minister who we all encourage to take time for herself as well. And I have to acknowledge Bren, her wife. Bren, because this has been your sacred yes too. And it wouldn't have happened without your sacred yes. So I just want to acknowledge you, Bren, and that, you know, we love you and appreciate you so much for that. Yeah. So what I mentioned in the introduction is this is a sacred marriage. I think of it as a mystical marriage, and I think of the installation as your wedding day, you know. I mean, you've been engaged, and you've done all the preliminary stuff, and now you're here to say, yes, this is it. And so, you know, first and foremost, I say a quality of this mystical marriage is first and foremost, let your commitment, let your yes be to Spirit. That's first and foremost. Always follow the Spirit in your heart and soul. It will never lead you astray. Follow that Spirit. And as part of that sacred yes, commit to being here, to do more than simply show up on Sundays. And that's wonderful. I'm not putting down showing up on Sundays. We like that. We like that because then we get to do what we love to do. And just notice, where can I participate? Where can I give my gifts here in community? Because spiritual community is a place where you get to give your gifts. You get to, I love community because it's where I got to learn, oh my gosh, I have this stuff in me that I really never knew was there before. My people are probably tired of me saying this. I never would have been a minister, ever, ever, ever. I was so shy to get up in front of people. I just never, ever. No. I was a practitioner for 9 years before I even considered it. And I know that when you follow that yes, no matter how terrified you are, no matter how much you question yourself, no matter how much you say, I don't know if I'm up for this, you aren't the one doing it. Spirit's doing it through you. When you're following your heart, Spirit's doing it through you. And so let yourself be that instrument. Let yourself be that vessel. Let yourself be that transparency for divine consciousness to show up. No one can do it like you can. No other spiritual community can do it like you guys can. No other community. You have a unique gift to the world, and you are here to promote the global vision, to really be that community, to be it in consciousness. And so that's my main message. You know, I know I have a lot more written down, but that's the main thing I want to say to you is to show up and be. And I love what Myrna read about belonging, you know. And that's so true. We belong to each other. We belong to each other as the divine beings that we are. Look at somebody next to you right now and just see that person as divine. See that person as a dimension of yourself. Everybody is a dimension of you. You know, that's just another part of myself there. You know, it's like cells in the body. Every cell is important. Every function and organ is important for the for the functioning of the whole. And you're together. You have said yes to be together, to this sacred, mystical marriage. And so I invite you to be here fully, be here fully. And I'm looking at Cindy's mother right now, and I have to interrupt myself and say thank you for being here, Rosalind. It's so good to see you again, and thank you for bringing her into the world. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know the other relatives that are here, but thank you for all that you have done too. Okay, where was I? This happens with me. Yeah. So mystical marriage, sacred commitment. I'm reminded of a story. Some of you might have heard this. Ministers probably certainly have. And I'm kind of ad-libbing on it now, so forgive me if I don't say it the way it's written. But there was a hen and a pig walking down the road, and they notice a church. And the church says, we want to raise funds for the needy. And so the hen goes, oh, I have a great idea. Let's have this big breakfast and invite people to come. And she said, and it can be ham and eggs. And and the pig gets a little disturbed looking. And she's like, well, what's wrong with that idea? And the pig says, well, for you, you're just giving some eggs, but this is a whole-souled, whole-bodied commitment for me. I'm giving my whole being for this. I love that story. I love that story. And, in my old center, Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, I used to say, be the pig, give your whole self. Give your whole self, whatever that is. And I don't mean to give from a place of obligation. In a marriage, think about it. In a marriage, you want to give from a place of joy. You want to give from a place of love, and it doesn't mean that there aren't difficult times, and there will be difficult times, because we all have these lovely human personalities and these lovely egos that can flare up quite beautifully. And just know that when that happens, this is your opportunity to grow, not to run away, to stay in community and to grow. I look back at people that I just thought were so horrible to me at the time, and they're my biggest teachers. They have grown me more than anybody. And so I encourage you, rather than saying, oh, they're a bunch of hypocrites because they don't live this. No, they're living it the best they can, and they're growing you. They made a commitment to be so irritating to you that they're growing you. Anyway, I'm sure that wasn't in the notes. This is just what happens. So I just say bring your whole-souled commitment, whatever that is. And sometimes it does require us to do things that we don't necessarily want to do, but here's the thing. Be like Mother Teresa. Doesn't matter how big or how small the act is, how big or how small your givingness, the gift is, but do it with love. That's the important thing. I think love is the overriding message of the evening. Love and belonging. And just bring your heart and follow it. Just follow your heart, and you can't go wrong. You're here together for a reason, for a purpose. Be the beloved community that Martin Luther King Jr. talked about. Be that community. Be that community of love. That community when hatred comes at you, and I'm knowing it's not going to come, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but when that kind of a thing happens, just meet it with nonviolence. Open your heart. Doesn't mean you have to be abused. That's a whole other talk. Doesn't mean you have to, take on that kind of stuff from people, but it does mean you can't close your heart. Just keep your heart open. Do it as a community, and you will thrive, and you will be a place of consciousness on this planet that's phenomenal. Because whether we know it or not, and it's hard to see because we just see through these human eyes lots of times, but just a small percentage of people living in a consciousness of real unconditional love and truth, which is what we all vow to, can change millions of people, can change the planet. And that's the only thing that's going to do it. Obviously, our systems aren't going to. However, our systems can improve because of our consciousness. That's a whole other talk, too. So I think I better stop while I'm ahead here. I better stop while I'm ahead and just say, Reverend Cindy's given her whole yes. You have given your whole yes. Can you feel it in the room? You can feel that. Whenever things seem difficult, whenever it seems difficult for you, remember this moment. Remember the feeling that you felt tonight and embody that feeling, because what we feel is what the universe responds to. So be the love, be the commitment, be the truth, be the joy. One of the things I haven't mentioned is how much fun Reverend Cindy is. I mean, gee, I'd forget, we were talking this afternoon, just giggle time, you know. It's just, she's so much fun, as well as everything else. I'm going to stop. I could go on and on and on. So I am going to stop. Just, you got my message. Be the love, be the commitment. Notice, look within your heart, where is my yes? Where is what I want to give? What is it that I want to give? Be the pig, okay? And with that, I'm going to introduce Reverend Nicole Merges, and I just have a little blurb to say about Reverend Nicole. I know you work with Home Office, and I'm so happy to meet you because we've been in communication many times, but she's returned to her home community now to lead this beloved community in this rededication. So Reverend Nicole is going to give charges to some individual groups in the community, and then I will give the charge to Reverend Cindy. Reverend Nicole.
So wonderful to be with you here today. Beloved Board of Directors, Ministry Council, licensed practitioners, community, friends, and family, and those who are watching online as well. Before we move into our dedication, I want to remind you of the beliefs upon which our philosophy was founded. The Declaration of Principles, also called What We Believe, was written by Ernest Holmes in 1927 for the first issue of the Science of Mind magazine. I'm going to read those now. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. We believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in everyone, and that all people are incarnations of the one Spirit. We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul, forever and ever expanding. We believe that heaven is within us, and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. We believe in the ultimate goal of life to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be obtained by all. We believe in the unity of all life, that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all that feel this indwelling presence. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through the intuitive and spiritual nature of the individual, that the person may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. We believe in that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by the creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thoughts and acts upon it. We believe in the healing of the sick through the power of this mind. We believe in the control of the conditions through the power of this mind. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny. For we understand that the the life of all is God. Beloved Board of Directors, Ministry Council, licensed practitioners, community, and friends. This spiritual community came together more than 50 years ago to bless the people of this area by sharing the life-changing philosophy of science of mind and spirit. And this community has endured through times of challenge and times of triumph. And I've been here for both. And what I know is that the love of this community is so strong and has pulled us to this day of blessing. And this community, today we celebrate the commitment and the sacred work ahead of everyone in this community and the promise to being a healing presence in the world. Traditionally, when a charge or assignment is given to people, they are asked to state, I will or I do. Beyond that, those who are committing must also take full ownership of the charge given them and be prepared to be both the cause as well as the effect for their endeavors for the manifestation of this charge to take place. That's pretty powerful. Therefore, in the charge given to the various individuals and groups today, we will speak of the meaning of the charge, and then we will speak an affirmative declaration of what the effect is to be. The Tibetan bowl will be rung once, and which those receiving the charge will respond, I am. So the members of the center, I ask you to stand. Any members of the center? You may be standing more than once because you're in more than one group. Look at all of these members here. Beautiful. Some familiar and new faces. So you are the voice of the center. You are the ambassadors for the center and the community. You are the backbone, serving as volunteers, providing sacred service, and you are the ones who uphold and practice the science of mind principles moment by moment in your daily lives. And you respond, I am. Beautiful. As such, this evening you are renewing your commitment to uphold the vision of the center. If the time comes when you have a differing opinion with the leadership of the center, you are the ones who pray and meditate first, and then harmoniously speak directly with those involved to find resolution, seeking the help of a practitioner if needed, to be able to do so. This evening, you are renewing your commitment to give of your time, talent, and treasure of the center. Your senior minister, your practitioners, and lay leadership of the center count on you for your active support, your feedback and assistance as this center goes about fulfilling its mission. By your dedication this evening, you are reaffirming that support and dedication to this mission. Thank you. You may be seated. And next, I invite the Board of Trustees, the Minister Council, and the practitioners to stand. Thank you for your dedication. We now present our prayer practitioners, those who have been elected to serve on the Board of Trustees, and the leaders of the various centers' ministry who serve on the Ministry Council, as well as members. We now charge them to rededicate themselves to the various areas of service. Our prayer practitioners have dedicated themselves through education and continued prayerful service to spiritually know the best and highest in every circumstance, regardless of appearances, for the center, for its leaderships, members, visitors, all who serve, and anyone who asks for prayer. The Board of Trustees is charged with providing both loving governance and fiscal management for the spiritual community, overseeing the business affairs of the center. They serve from a recognition that their work is an expression of their Creator. Recognizing the authority you have entrusted to them, we now charge them with this responsibility. While the board oversees the business of the center, the ministry council is charged with the care of the ministry of the center. Led by Reverend Cindy, it consists of those who lead or coordinate the various areas of our ministry, such as our music team, youth and family, education, and many more. So individually and collectively, you are daily called upon to follow the light of truth, seeking at all times to be aware of what is right, rather than who is right. You are selected in honor and in that truth to guide this center to its greatness. In your capacity as the leadership, you are still teachable in the practice of spiritual and business principles, so that your guidance leads to an increasing demonstration of peace, love, joy, harmony, and abundance that is Spirit living through you and the center. Reverend Cindy has joined you in that leadership and guidance as your senior minister. By this ceremony this evening, you are formally accepting and welcoming her into this community. In partnership with her, you stand poised to lead this community on the path of loyalty and unity, demonstrating such a strengthened steadfastness of purpose and practice that this center shall stand as a shining light of truth in the world. Thank you. You may be seated. Now I welcome back Reverend Joan.
Thank you, Reverend Nicole. So a minister of a center acts in a threefold capacity in fulfilling the ministerial office. She is the spiritual leader of the community and has the responsibility for the overall fulfillment of the mission of the community. She plans and conducts all spiritual services. She supervises all programs and classes. She provides leadership and supervision of all activities of all practitioners, other ministers, organizations, and groups associated with this ministry. The senior minister is the chief administrative officer, reporting to the board of directors, and is responsible for overseeing the day-to-day operations of the center. Every minister of the Centers for Spiritual Living must have first received a license and recognition as a practitioner before she may be licensed or ordained as a minister. Therefore, she works first to establish the consciousness of the practitioner, seeking to recognize the presence of the divine in everyone and in every situation. I now present Reverend Cindy. Reverend Cindy Edelson, come forth. I am presenting her to the Board of Trustees, to the Ministry Council, the practitioners, and the members and friends of the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living to be duly confirmed as the official senior minister of this center. So Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, I gave him Reverend. He was never called Reverend, but I just made him one. Ernest Holmes writes in The Science of Mind, "Stay with the one and never deviate from it. Never leave it for a moment. To desert the truth in the hour of need is to prove that we do not know the truth. Powerful statement. So, Reverend Cindy, you are dedicated to not only practicing the principles of the science of mind and spirit constantly in your own life, but also to teaching and nurturing their understanding and conscious presence in the lives of your congregation. You daily consecrate yourself to this ministry and are a demonstration of the Spirit within you in all that you think, say, or do. You are dedicated to being constantly aware of the presence of the Spirit within all people, and therefore you see only the perfect spiritual person, perfect in mind, perfect in body, perfect in spirit. I just want to enjoy this moment. By your presence here now, you are ready and fully committed to ministering faithfully and lovingly to the people now committed to your charge. Yes. I am. Reverend Cindy, through the authority vested in me by the Centers for Spiritual Living and acting on behalf of this community, I do here and now confirm you as senior minister and spiritual leader of the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining to your office. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the new senior minister of the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. All right, now I ask the ministers in the room to stand. Everybody else can be seated. I still need you there. Oh, no, I don't need you there anymore. Sorry. And now, as colleagues, do you promise to give of your friendship, your love, and your spiritual support to Reverend Cindy Edelson? I am. Yes. It says I do here, but you are and you do, right? Yes. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. I know that all of the ministers and many of the ministers that were here and on the screen, and just so many ministers everywhere support you, and I invite you to receive the support, to reach out when you need to reach out. I am. Okay, we can be seated now, and I invite up Lana for a prayer, one of our spiritual practitioners here.
Before I share with this blessing, I implore the 9 ministers and the 11 practitioners to hold me in a consciousness that I just keep it together while I'm reading this, because these are such beautiful words that our Reverend Linda, who is so committed and wonderful here, has put together. So it's a couple of pages, so just keep me in that high consciousness. Haven't even started. I'm crying. What a hot mess sometimes, but oh well. Reverend Cindy, the practitioners have been honored with this opportunity to provide the blessing for your success as our new senior minister. Please receive this blessing from us and the entire community we represent. I ask the practitioners to stand if you're able to. The Irish poet John O'Donohue wrote, It is such a privilege to have people who continue each day to bless us with their love and support. These inner friends of the heart confer on us gifts beyond measure. There is such unusual beauty in having people who practice profound faithfulness, praying for us each day. Often there are lonesome frontiers in our lives we cannot cross or endure without their inner sheltering of these prayers. It is not a luxury to have such support. It is a necessity. Reverend Cindy, we, the practitioners of the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living, commit ourselves anew to providing for you that inner sheltering of our prayers. How grateful we are to have you as our minister, our spiritual director, and a role model for the importance of prayer in everything we do. As you have blessed us by saying yes to the call of being our senior minister, please receive this blessing adapted from John O'Donohue, from your grateful practitioners for your success on your ministry. May the light of your soul bless your ministry with love and warmth of heart. May the gift of leadership continue to awaken in you, and like the eagle flying high over the mountains, may your perspective be larger than the view from the foothills. May you see in what you do the beauty of your spirit. When the way is flat and dull in times of gray endurance, may your imagination continue to evoke colorful horizons. In times of drought, may you be blessed to find the wells. May the sacredness of your work bring light and renewal to those who see and receive your gifts. May you have the wisdom to read time clearly and to know when the seeds of change will flourish. May your work never exhaust you, but release well springs of refreshing inspiration and excitement. May there be a sanctuary in your heart for the stillness where clarity is born. May your work be infused with passion and creativity and a balance of challenge and peace. May your soul calm, console, and renew you as it does for those that you serve. May your spirit find the graciousness to rise above the fester of small mediocrities, and your power never become a shell wherein your heart would silently atrophy. May you welcome your own vulnerability as the ground where healing and truth join, and may integrity of soul be your first ideal, the source that will guide and bless your ministry. May dawn find hope in your heart, evening find your gracious and fulfilled, and may you go into the night blessed, sheltered, and protected. And from Lana Cairns, may your dogs provide you with extra cuddles when we drive you crazy. How's that? Oh man, we bless you so much. Thank you for being here for us.
Hello. My name is Mindy, and I'm so glad to be here for Reverend Cindy. And the first time she spoke here was a few months back, and she spoke on deep roots make the biggest divisions. And I'm a songwriter, and I was like, I'm going to write a song about that. So I'm going to sing you that song I wrote. It's called Fruit Trees. Fruit trees you dug up when we had to leave. Your garden was not to be. I'm sorry about your asparagus. Asparagus takes 4 years to grow, right? escape. We'll find us a brand new place. We'll plant a new orchard, okay, with the apples, the apricots. I'm so embarrassed. Deep roots grow, biggest visions. I pray that our trees will come to fruition. And after this move, we'll settle down and grow. New leaves, I've turned over so many. I don't always think I see the wonder and beauty of where I am. Stay here just till the view is clear, just till the buds appear from out of our winter of broken plans. Deep roots grow, biggest visions. I pray that our trees will come to fruition. And after this move, we'll settle down and grow. Fruit trees you dug up are still waiting to be planted. What if they die along the way? Deep roots grow, biggest visions. I pray that our trees will come to fruition. And after this move, we'll settle down and grow. And after this move, we'll settle down and grow. Thank you, Reverend Cindy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mindy. So I'm following after one of my mentors here, and all my notes are in my office. What to say? I am so grateful. The moment that I walked through the doors at Center for Spiritual Living Salt Lake, I felt instantly loved. They didn't know me and I didn't know them, but it didn't matter. There are so many genuine people in this community that want to be deep in their spiritual practices. And you know what? I was taught as a practitioner. I was taught as a minister how to let people plant their seeds, go to deep roots, and manifest their dreams, transform their lives. My heart is overflowing. There's not enough thank yous that I have that I can say to precisely express how many people in this room love me and support me. You know, my mom and my cousins, they probably had no idea that this was my life, that this was going to be my life. Mom, I'm not a rabbi, sorry. But this is the thing about my family. They never discouraged me from following my dreams and my passions. So I'm grateful that you're here. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, all my cousins. And then my friends that flew in from different places, from Boise, from Portland, Seattle, from California. Thank you for coming here. A couple of these friends are about to become brand new practitioners, you guys. Yes, Jana and Virginia, and I got to witness their transformation as they went through classes. The practitioner corps here. You make me proud. You make me proud to be a practitioner because first and foremost, as you heard, I have the heart of a practitioner. Thank you for showing up the way you do. Thank you for holding the consciousness of this community. To the board of directors, board of trustees, excuse me. The minute I came in this place and I said, you know, we should put some fabric up and cover these horrible lights. All of a sudden, there's the fabric. You know, we shouldn't have single-serve water bottles. The next day, there's the water dispenser. How can I possibly go wrong with a community that is supporting me so wholly? I can't. To our ministry council, you're one of the reasons that I'm here. Because when I came to this place and I recognized, and I'm not talking if you're on it now, if you were then, also with the board, if you've ever been in any of these positions, I am so grateful for all that you've done to carry this community through all that we've gone through with COVID and all this crazy stuff. Here you are alive. Here we are alive and thriving, and not every community can say that. So when I came through those doors and I talked to all of you on my candidating weekend, I could see that. I could feel it. I could feel the support immediately. And to all of you members and people that come on Sundays, the outpouring of love is remarkable. I'm never up here wondering if you like me or not. Do they like me? No. I'm up here knowing that my experience, my training, my heart is what you're here to listen to. So that's where I stay, right in my heart. And to my beloved band and musical program, oh my God, you blew me away tonight. Rick and Shemaine writing a song just for this occasion. How blessed am I? They could have picked any song. There's a lot of songs about the call. Yeah, let's give them some love. The whole band. We are so fortunate. So I think I've covered everybody in this room. So I'm saying thank you to each of you. Thank you. Thank you for you love streamers that are watching. I know there's a lot of people watching in San Jose, watching from Agape. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting my ministry. To all those people that sent videos. My. And all those people that sent videos, you know we're going to invite them here, right? Yes. That's really it. I am just soaking it all in. And just remember all the twists and turns on my path. One of the biggest turns on my path was meeting Brett. She doesn't like this. I have to say something. I had a former that it was clear I wasn't going to be able to go to ministerial school with this person in my life. She did not support me in me being my full expanded self. But when I met Bren, she didn't know what she was getting herself into, but I'm very clear about my yes. But I clearly know that I couldn't have reached it without her love and support. So thank you, honey. I also want to make sure I thank the events team, our hospitality team, our social butterflies, these people that worked so hard to make this evening happen. So I'm going to wrap it up because we've got food, we've got fun, we've got dancing. You know, they came together in such a profound way, and they know how to party, right? And they know what good food is, so we're going to have a great time. So stick around and make sure you stay for the fun. And Reverend Marilyn Pels, I just have to say a quick something about Reverend Marilyn. Uh-oh. Reverend Marilyn is the one that showed me agape love. She's the person that brought me first to Agape International. She's the one that paved the way that we both wanted to go to ministerial school, but I was with that former, and she was ready to go. So I watched her go through the program, and I knew it. I said, I'm going to be there someday. We also went to practitioner studies together 20 years ago and graduated. So this is a very special woman. You make sure you meet her and say hello to her. I love her, and she's ready to pray us out.
Thank you. Well, before I pray, I have to tell you that I was moved from Los Angeles to San Jose. And my first course that I took, I'd taken Foundations with Reverend Michael, and my first course that I took, I looked across the table, knowing no one in the room. I looked across the table, and I said, she's going to be my best friend. I saw somebody, I think, Joan, you mentioned that she lights up your soul. That's exactly. I looked into her eyes, and I knew that she was going to be my best friend. Who would have dreamt? 2 LA people came, all north and east and wherever. And there's been lots of steps along the way. She was on my first core council, my first board. I am so grateful to be here today, and I am so grateful you followed in my footsteps. The reason that I chose to go to Agape is I only knew the heart, because the particular church where I did my practitioner training, I had not seen heart. I'd seen law. I learned really well, and I love to learn. That's I was a former teacher, and that's one of my favorite things to do. I had learned well, but I kept thinking, there's something missing. And then I got the call to ministry, and everything changed from there. I waited 2 years, though, because I kept thinking, I'm too old. I should have done this when I was much younger. Anyway, I used all the excuses I could before God hit me over the head. So I won't talk anymore. Let's pray. Today has been such a beautiful day, filled with that soul and love of Cindy. And I can see why the Salt Lake City Center was exactly where she was to end up. You have heart. She has heart. It is brimming with heart. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to see this wonderful woman as senior minister. I'm so grateful to know that you have gotten the pearl. You have gotten the pearl of the ocean. I'm so grateful to know that you are a group that works together. I'm so grateful to feel that you will be able to solve whatever conflicts could come up. I'm so grateful to see Brent again. I'm so grateful to say yes to Reverend Cindy. She is well ready. She was ready when I first met her, and we hadn't become practitioners yet. She was ready. She was born ready. And I'm so grateful for every aspect of this ceremony that has been prepared by this wonderful center that has ignited all of us. We are all warmed from the heart within, saying yes, yes. We are going to have a rock and roll time. It's going to be wonderful. And you'll have to move to another building soon, I'm sure. Thank you, God. Thank you for this beautiful servant named Cindy, Reverend Cindy. Thank you for her willingness to say I am. Thank you for her knowledge, for listening to that inner spirit that said, yes, you are going to be a minister. You are. Thank you for the love within. Thank you for her listening ability, listening to God at every step of the way. Thank you for the ability for this center to listen at every step of the way. The ministers and practitioners support her in such a wonderful way, including the Board of Trustees. So I just thank God for the blessings of this congregation, the blessings of this woman, the blessings of life. And so it is. Amen.
So just a couple quick things I'm going to tell you about our recessional. Except Cindy needs to do something.
I need to do something. Raj. Raj is the magic man. Everyone stand up for Raj. Raj. Raj, I love you. You are an amazing human being that has such capabilities that makes our video and our sound so good. And putting together that video when I kept sending more and more and more, I just can't forget you, Raj. You are the magic man here. And you too, Linda. I just want to let's give Linda some love. She created this service. She spearheaded everything. She is a remarkable minister, practitioner, human being, and I love you.
Okay. Hi, I was going to thank Raj if you hadn't done that, because we decided when COVID hit on Friday afternoon, we decided we had to close. We had never live streamed before. This man had us live streaming on Sunday morning. So, okay. We are going to do a recessional, and our ministers will leave first. They will be followed by the practitioners who are going to go out into the world and including on different floors. One of the things about this facility is there are no restrooms on this floor. So they are on the second and first floor, and practitioners will be by the stairs and elevators on those floors pointing you toward where they are in case you want a bio break. And then we'll have Cindy's out-of-town guests and family exit. And then we're going to ask all of you to just go and exit. But we are asking, please, everyone, take everything with you when you go, because this room is going to be transformed, and we don't want you to lose whatever stuff you brought with you. So we invite you to all please stand for the recessional as our ministers prepare to depart.